Okay, we're going to talk about lamps here in LBPro, and we're going to get rid of my face. You all know what I look like. No one needs to see that. Okay, so really robust options here. And I just added a Dower Metropolitan into this. The Dower Metropolitan is a socketed fixture. So as you can see, as I do that, all of these different options pop up below, okay? The beam spreads, the type of lamp or module, and then color temperatures, all right? Now I want to show you, one, how I got all this to pop up, and then a little mistake that exists here within this Dower Metropolitan. So let's show you the mistake. Okay, so we can now go back. Now our front end and our back end are connected. So let me go into products. Let me search for the Metropolitan. Now, this makes life easier for our sales crew. This is a G4 socket. It's the only thing that's going to go in there. So even though we have all of these bulb options, and I'll show you how I created all these. So even though we have all of those, the G4 is the only one that should be popping up. So, and let's just say my G4, I really should have a 180-degree beam spread here and a 360-degree beam spread, and only one of those should populate really with my G4s. Okay? So that's going to make life much easier for the designer, is not have them wade through options that aren't relevant to this particular product. Okay, so a couple of things that I had wrong there. One, I don't have the right degree beam spread, which in this case, I would put 360 degree unless I had a wafer or a side angled G4 that was 180 degree. So now I've got to add a beam spread, and I'll show you guys how to do this. Plus, I wanted to dial in the only option that actually fits in the Metropolitan. So I went into the product and got rid of all the other stuff. All right, so I'm going to update that. Now, if I want to add lamp options, that is all done under specifications. Okay, so let's start with bulb wattages. All right, this is how I got to my options. So I already had the G4 in there, obviously, but let's just say I wanted to add something that I don't have. Gosh, I don't know. Let's see if I can think on my feet here a little bit. What are those AR11s? Those weird ones. How about a SCB, single contact bayonet? Let's just say for those, I'm usually paying, I don't know, $15. We don't ever sell those anymore. And my MSRP is $30, whatever I want. Okay. So now that just popped up, right? Back into my specifications. Beam spreads. I said I wanted to add a beam spread. I want to add 180. And I want to add 360. Okay. Kelvin temperatures, let's see, where did those go? Beam colors. These are all pre-built. You want to find hex codes, you can add your own. All right, but all of these things come pre-built. Now, that is how I go about being able to configure lamps. So, let's go back into that project and let's see let's see what happens with that Metropolitan. Okay. I notice I haven't refreshed, so I may have to refresh. I may have to log out and log back in to see these other options. Let's go. Let's just see what happens. All right, so G4 became my only option, okay? So I didn't have to refresh for that. Let's see if 120 degrees is my only option. So what I've got to do now is I've got to go back in to the product, find that Metro. Go to my beam spread options. And again, I could either, if I wanted to add another bulb type, which would be like a G4 side wafer, I could. But in this case, I'm just using a normal 360 degree G4. So that's going to be the only option for this. Update that product and it should be done. So if I had a product in here that took that AR11, and we'll just make something up. I think FX still has some pendant lights that take that. Put that down in hanging light. I don't know, let's say I pay FX, you know, nothing super cheap with FX. Let's say I pay 80 bucks for it. My markup 300%. That gives me my MSRP. Maintenance price, remember, we're not doing anything with that yet. Labor hours, let's just say the normal pendant takes me 2 hours. Bulb options. SCB. No, I wanted, didn't I create the, oh yeah, I forgot I created the SCB, not the AR. Okay, so let's just say this took the SCB. Those things, you can get different beam spreads depending on the lamp type. So let's just make all of these available. Say I want to add a louver as an option. I'm not going to worry about any of these other things. I'll get speaker out of there for my color temp. And I want this to be a down beam. Okay. What should my icon be? How about that? Now again, I haven't hit refresh. I want to go back and see if this product is actually available in this project without me hitting refresh. There it is. So I want to hang it from there. SCB, I've got all of these different options. Got all of these different colors. An amber one looks cool. Let's do amber. And that is how we tackle lamps. And we do it that way to try to be, to really allow you to configure your exact lamp type for a true as-built. Another way that you could possibly tackle lamps, maybe if you just wanted to do add-ons, you could probably create other products. Where do we have other products? Subcategory other products. And other products are a little different. They don't actually show up in the design, but they allow you to add them into the proposal. So again, what do we pay for those? 15. So we're selling them for 30. Again, maintenance doesn't mean anything. I'm not going to worry about adding labor hours for a lamp. I'll add the product. And let's go into the proposal here. Let's go into the proposal here. And let's see if I can add another product. There's that SCB lamp now. So that's another way that I could maybe simplify the lamp process if I just wanted to add them just into the proposal and not put them into each individual fixture. I could do it right here. Say I had 20 of those. Okay, so now you've got a couple of different ways to attack lamps. This way it gets them into the proposal only. The other way is definitely more work, but there's more configuration, more configurability, and it allows us to get into each individual item so that those will pop up not only on the proposal, but on the work order, in the legend. So it's a true as-built. Hope that helps.